Brings us to week 1. Our topic tonight is the Church, one holy, Catholic, and apostolic. Now that is a phrase that may be very familiar to you. One holy, Catholic, and apostolic. It should be familiar to you because it's taken from one of the early creeds of the Church, a creed entitled the Nicene Creed. Most of this creed was written during the Council of Nicaea in the year 325. But its present form was basically finalized at the Council of Constantinople in 381. It is a common basis of faith for all Christians. We have here, in the big circle, you'll see Judaism. And of course, from the world of Judaism, Jesus came forth. Jesus was Jewish. And I have here in the corner polytheistic faiths, that is, belief in many gods, and non-theistic groups who didn't believe in the existence of God at all. And of course, when we talk about Christianity, when we talk about the Catholic Church, we begin with Peter, because Jesus said to Peter, "You are Peter, on this rock I will build my church." Peter is surrounded by the 12 apostles, and we'll see this later on. And from the apostles in the early church, different church communities sprung up. And their unity with Peter composed the Church of Christ. There was a union through their common union with Peter. Now, of course, as I've said, down through the ages, there were changes. And one of the changes that happened very early on, the term the Catholic Church was actually used. And instead of Peter, we have the successor of Peter, who is known as the Pope. If Jesus was fully human and fully divine, so is his body. The church, the body of Christ, is composed of sinful members. But in spite of this, the church is holy through Christ. The holiness of the church is not simply to do with the members of the church. It is because of Jesus that the church is holy. The fact that the members of the church are sinful, that's a given, folks. It's one of the conditions to belong. To get accepted, you've got to be a sinner to get in. You have to be a hypocrite in some sense. You know, when people say to me, "Oh, I don't go to church, you know, church is full of hypocrites," I say, there's always room for one more if you want to join. Who of us can claim to be entirely faithful to what Jesus taught? Who of us? None of us.